It's time to change up one of the most important zones in my craft studio. Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and as of when I'm recording this video, I have been in my new craft studio for 1 year. It has been 1 year since I moved here and started working on setting up the studio. Several things have changed already over the past year, and there's one area of my craft room that I have been itching to change for a little while, and that is my computer work desk. And I'm going to show you that particular area, what is working, what is not working, and we're going to talk about how I really want to change that area up. Let's go. Okay, this is my current setup for my computer desk. All of the elements in this little corner came from my previous craft studio. I didn't buy anything new for this area. We have a tall, skinny Billy bookcase that happened to fit perfectly next to this little wooden desk. This is a pretty small little writing desk that I picked up from Home Goods years and years ago, and I got a very small one because the wall that my computer desk was against in the last studio was very, very tiny, so I needed a small desk for right there. We have the letter board and a magnet board and some office organization and decoration going on. This has been functional, but not ideal. I actually spend a lot of time working on the computer, editing, doing voiceovers, just all kinds of computer work. And the space over here, the workspace, has been really small, has felt really cramped. The things in this bookshelf, I just feel like I haven't been able to access. This just isn't working for me. This big area, or this not big area, it's actually a pretty small corner, but I kind of need to figure out something new that's going to be more of a long-term solution. Okay, so here are some of the things that I'm thinking for this area. I need a bigger workspace. I have limited space in this section. Obviously, I can't get a huge desk because it will block the doors that are the entrance to my craft studio. But I want a larger work surface, which means not divided up. I have this little space and I have this space, but I want a larger and deeper desk right here. And then as far as storage, I'm looking for something that is more functional. Yes, I have lots of little shelves on the Billy bookcase, but I can't really reach the top ones very easily. And especially these pieces right here, they don't feel accessible to me. And I need something that's more functional and a little less on the decorative side of it, just to really maximize this space. The other thing I'm looking for, I'm going to need some drawers because I do have things, as you can see, that I keep in this drawer right here. And I have some other electronics and things that I would like to keep over in this area. And a place for files. Right now I have files that are in a couple of different sections of this house that are business related that I would really like to have in my work zone, in my computer desk zone. So those are the goals. Let me show you the inspiration next for what I want this area to feel like. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is actually just clear out everything over there. It's going to be a great chance to clean things out, clear it out, and then start piecing in a few new pieces, and I'll show you how this new space is going to come together. Step one of redoing any part of your space is always going to be to clear it out. It's so hard to visually imagine something new when the old stuff is there. So I am taking this opportunity to clear everything out of this little corner. I am making a humongous mess on the other side of the room as I completely just pile things up. I will be cleaning things out as I start to put them back when I have a new desk in this spot. But this is going to be my opportunity to get a fresh look at this place. It's been just about a year since all of this stuff was put up on the walls and oh, little head peeking in. It's been a while since everything was there, and actually a year isn't that long. Sometimes we get so used to our furniture arrangement and the things that are on the wall. They've been there for years and years and years, and so it really does become seemingly impossible to just kind of imagine anything different. I always feel like taking everything out, looking at an empty space is the first step to kind of figuring out what might work better for you. I'm actually pretty proud of some of the solutions that I came up with in this corner to make it work with what I had at the time. Obviously, when you move, there's a lot of expenses, and I did have some expenses coming in to a new studio to get it all set up, and I wanted to minimize that. So the whole goal setting up this corner was to use everything that I had and try not to buy new things. I succeeded in that. That was awesome. And I really made it work. I even created an extra little like shelf desk situation over here with just some extra boards we had in our garage. It worked for what it was, but now that I've been here for a while and I know that I actually really like sitting at my desk doing my computer work, this is where I sit and do voiceovers. I just needed a little bit more space. I was feeling very cramped in the space I had, and I just knew in my head and in my heart that there was going to be a better way to utilize this particular corner of the space. It turns out that removing that extra tall Billy bookcase was a little bit trickier than we had anticipated. So I had to bring in my husband to help me get it out. But eventually we were able to pop off the top little section here and then move all of these pieces out. And now I have a blank space to get started with something fresh. One of the best solutions that you can create for any sort of desk is to create a custom desk. That way you get the size you want, you get the aesthetic you want, and you don't have to work within the bounds of what someone else has designed. So that was my thought going into creating a desk space over here. Like I said, I wanted it to be larger, I wanted it to be deeper. And butcher block is something that I absolutely love. I love the look of butcher block. I have it in multiple places in this craft studio. And so I ended up going with that for my desk. Was it the most cost-effective choice for a workspace or a worktop? No, it was not. I could have gone with a piece from IKEA. I could have gone with just a regular piece of wood. I just really wanted the butcher block look. It was important to me. The aesthetics of this particular room are pretty important to me because I do spend a ton of time in this room. This is where I spend my workday, and I like for it to be as pleasant and as joyful and as inspiring as possible. So that's why I went with the butcher block top. I got this from Home Depot. It is 48 inches long, which happens to be about a half an inch too long to fit in that particular area. But I'm not really worried about that. We'll talk about that in a bit. Then I ordered these legs from Amazon. These are adjustable legs. I went back and forth. I thought about possibly purchasing legs that would create a standing desk or movable legs. And that might still be something that I do in the future. But to be completely honest, after spending more on the desktop, I really couldn't spend that much on the legs. So we just went with simple white legs that I could secure to the underneath of the butcher block and then create my own desk situation. together was super easy. I just needed my husband. He drilled some pilot holes for me. I'm not great at using the drill, but I am great at using it as like an electric screwdriver that I got. So now I'm just screwing in the legs. Here's the deal with the 48 inches. When it's like a half an inch too wide, which means it kind of sits out from the wall ever so slightly in the back because it overlaps with the frame of the door. Normally, that type of thing would bug me a ton, but I know I'm going to have some cords and things that need to go behind the desk. And so that little gap that is created because it's sitting apart is really going to help me with cord maintenance. So that being said, I'm not really worried about the half inch. We'll see if it bothers me in the future, but that's the plan going forward. I considered having my husband trim off half an inch from the edge of the desk, but I think this is going to work just fine. That, of course, brings us to the shelving above the desk. Here were the big goals for the shelving. I love shelving that you can adjust, which is why you see me use Billy bookcases all of the time, just because I know my needs are going to change over time. I'm going to change my mind on what needs to be stored where and what height I need and how many shelves I need. All of that is going to change as my crafting, as my business changes. And so I like to always invest in flexible storage. So having shelves that are on these rails that I can move up and down is going to help me out so much. I loved how the shelves turned out on the opposite side of the room, which I showed you before, above where I have all of my Cricuts. And so I decided let's mirror that on the desk side of the room. I like that it brings balance to the room. These are going to be significantly deeper shelves than what I had before, and they will also end up with a butcher block covering on them, like a shelf cover, a shelf, I don't know what you call it, but it just really pops on top of the wire shelves. That is going to be something that I consider putting on there just so that it aesthetically has the same look as the ones across the way. Now, these are pretty easy to install. You have this particular rail piece, which needs to go into studs so that it is nice and strong. And then you have 3 vertical rails that kind of hang off of there. Once you decide where your vertical rails are going to be, those also need to be anchored at least 1 point, if not 2 points into the wall. This gives you the place where all of the different shelves will attach, all of the brackets for the shelves. So we did the top horizontal rail directly into studs, and then the vertical rails that you're seeing did not necessarily line up with studs. So we are making sure that those are anchored in place with some wall anchors. I know that I store a lot of paper and paper is super heavy. And so these shelves need to be really, really strong, hence the anchoring. Once all of the rails were in place, then it was about putting on the brackets and figuring out exactly where I would want the shelves to go. If I'm being completely honest, attaching these shelves to the brackets was so complicated. It was so much harder than I remember it being on the other side. This was tricky. I definitely needed 2 people to be able to do this. So if and when I want to adjust these shelves, then it's gonna be a process. So while this is flexible and I can adjust them in the future, this is not like just simply moving a shelf on a bookshelf. This is gonna be a little bit more complicated of a procedure. I kind of tested out some different things that I might want on the shelves, how far they could be apart. This particular setup came with 4 shelves, and what I ended up deciding to do, because I'm not totally sure how I want to arrange things, this is kind of, we're putting the pieces in here, and then the styling and arranging, that's going to have to come at a later time, just because this was already like a little weekend project and the weekend is over. It's time to get back to work. So I just did equally spaced shelves. I ended up only doing 3, knowing that some of the items I store are a little bit taller, like anything that is in the venti size of planners. So we're going to put 3 shelves. Yes, it was a struggle on each and every shelf. This is anytime you're doing a renovation or working with your spouse. Whew, man, it's we were snapping at each other. If I'm being honest, it was like, let's just get this done and take a break. Done and done, shelves on. How is this going to work? This is me thinking through, do I like it? Do I not like it? Can I reach it? I'm really tall. I can reach the top. Do I need a stool sometimes? Probably, but I think I think good progress was made. Let's just wrap up what we're doing here. We're putting on the little bits and pieces at the end, and then I will show you where we stand right now. Okay, so this is where we are at, and I think where I'm going to have to stop for this week. I love the desk. This is going to be fantastic. Do I need some sort of drawers? Yes, I do. So I'm going to have to figure that out. The shelving. I don't know if I love the shelving. It's going to be good storage, but I'm not really in love with it at the moment. But like my husband said, it'd be good to live with it for a little while. It's just 6 screws, so we can change it up. We're just going to see how it goes. So what would you do? What do you think so far? I'm going to have to do a part 2 because I'm going to have to go in search of drawers and going to have to come up with a solution to make this shelving really work for me. And then of course put everything back on the desk to see how functional it is. I'm anxious to hear your thoughts. What do you think? I'm a little nervous. The shelving is too deep to actually be super functional, but we're going to kind of have to play around and see how that goes. Okay, I am going to have to just throw things back up here so that I can get to work, but thank you so much for joining me on part 1. Stay tuned. There will be a part 2 as I kind of complete the redo of this little corner. So if you haven't already, make sure to press that subscribe button so you can see how I finish this off. And otherwise, I hope that you have an absolutely fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.